Hello and welcome to another episode of the Contractor Grow Show. My name is Mark Lamberth. I'm your host. And today I'm speaking with Adrian Oliver at Homegrown Roofing and Contracting in Conifer, Colorado. Adrian, thanks so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me, Mark. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, really glad to have you on. So we talked some before the show. You guys are up to some interesting stuff, won some great awards. It looks like you guys are into some unique aspects of the market, and I love that. I'd love to hear, just to start, what services you provide for your customers in your market.
Yeah, we focus primarily on doing retail, and that means self-pay or cash pay. It's up in the mountains. There's a lot of different roofing companies in Colorado, so we wanted to do something that's different. So we decided to focus on the more complex construction styles, the steep slope, and the remote roofing in the Colorado mountains, and just be more of a craftsmanship-focused roofing company.
Fantastic. So roofing and contracting, do you guys also do some building, remodeling work?
We did, and we do some light contracting work for clients. Like we'll do gutters, and we were doing all kinds of contracting work back when there was a hailstorm hit, just to be able to be a little bit more full service. But it's primarily roofing, heat cable, gutters, roof vents, soffit vents, anything that's going to help to mitigate ice and snow damage and make a overall better performing roofing system more than anything now.
Amazing. So you guys have been in the roofing industry since 1995, is that right?
No, actually, my family's been in the business since 1995. So I didn't choose this industry. This industry chose me. I grew up in a family roofing business that was around for about 23 years in its glory days. It's still around now. I'm direct competitors with my father in the same market, but it's not the company that it once was. And yeah, I definitely started this one from scratch. It's 100% homegrown. But been in this industry since I was 14. But I'm 33, so it wouldn't have been whenever I was 2. But definitely family been roofing in Colorado for a long time.
Oh man, that's amazing. And then before you got into this, Adrian, you were an operations manager at another roofing company, is that right?
Yeah, so actually my parents' roofing company. So I started on the ground as a laborer around 14 years old, just picking up trash off the ground, and then finally graduated to carrying materials on the roof, and then somewhere along the line ended up getting tools put in my hand. Yeah. I'm actually a journeyman roofer by trade, so that's what makes us different. And like I got that experience from being in a family roofing business. But yeah, just starting from the ground up. And I also ran the service department at my parents' roofing company, going all over Colorado, just stopping leads and then managing some people over there as well until I started my own. And that's homegrown, you know?
I gotcha. And what
Yeah.
is your service area? How far do you go around Conifer?
We focus on the I-70 and the 285 corridors. So people that know Colorado, it's from Littleton up 285 to Fairplay, and then you go across Highway 9 to Breckenridge, and then you could go all the way back down I-70 to Kohler, and that's our sweet spot. I call it the loop with the I-70 and the 285 corridor, and then Highway 9 and C-470 connecting the two.
Gotcha. And did you say that you guys won second place roofer of the year here in the last year or so?
Yeah, so we just recently joined the Colorado Roofing Association, and something that my parents were a part of for a long time. But we joined it this year, and we were able to submit some entries to the Roof of the Year competition, and actually ended up getting second place in Division Two on one of our properties. But we had a couple of entries, and then also got the first time nominee award. So we're pretty proud about those. The
Oh
award-winning
man.
job was a pretty good-sized Da Vinci job up in Breckenridge. That was pretty cut up, so we're pretty proud of it.
Oh, that's fantastic. Congratulations. And then regarding the service that you offer here, Adrian, curious about this. So, I mean, we had talked about this some before the show, but you talked about it a little bit already here, but the steep slope and kind of craftsmanship angle where you're working on, you know, sort of tricky roofs, right? And these, in many cases, in most cases, are roofs that are actually not covered by insurance. How does working on these kind of, I suppose, higher end, but more technical roofs, how has that created kind of a unique industry for you where you guys have kind of got less competition over there because you're doing something really unique in the marketplace?
Yeah, there's not really anybody that's doing exactly what we're doing quite yet, and it's just based off the fact that there's a lot of Walmarts and roofing out there. There's not a whole lot of Louis Vuittons, and it's one thing to go and run insurance claims and sling out roofs all over town that are just, super cookie cutter, not very unique in their construction. You know, a lot of people can do those, and it's a dime a dozen. It's another thing whenever it's a remote location. It's hard to get the materials back there. There's north-facing slopes up in the mountains where snow and ice builds up and doesn't melt all winter long. And I always joke with people and say the number one contractors in the mountains are DIY and who done it. So you run into a lot of yeah. That being said, you run into a lot of unique situations, and me with my hands-on experience of being an actual roofer and going all over the state of Colorado stopping leaks, I've been able to identify and train my guys to be able to identify and have a special care and attention to unique and potentially problem situations. A lot of it having to do with the flashing and two with the steep slope. It's not hard to keep it's not easy to keep those runs straight. It's not easy to get the material up there, and it's not easy to keep the guys safe. So that's something that we really took some time to pay attention to and make sure that we have a part of our practice here at Homegrown.
That's amazing. How many folks do you guys
Yeah.
have on your team, Adrian?
It would be really, it's a small team. We like to keep it small and close to the chest. The bigger you get, or, as quantity goes up, quality goes down. So we just take on a certain amount of jobs a year. It's me and one other sales guy I should say project manager that's really out there selling jobs. Another guy that's getting trained up from scratch. And then we have a production manager. And then me out in the field, or my mom helping to hold things together on the back end, just as far as the compliance and the finances and all that good stuff.
That's great. So regarding this kind of unique service offering of these like steep slope roofs, kind of higher
Mhm.
end, kind of more technical, can I ask how have you gone out and created that market for yourself? Not looking for a bunch of details here, but just one or two
Mhm.
tips. This Contractor Grow Show here, right? And I was trying to help our listeners get to kind of an edge in how to grow their business. So I'm always interested if someone's got kind of a unique specialty market of how they have gone out and create some business like that.
Yeah, it's really how you brand yourself. It's how you present yourself to the market in a lot of ways. It's also getting the social proof, the proof that you can actually do it. Like we have a pretty well put together portfolio now. And really the way that you start to do that is just, everything's risk and reward. And I'm not saying take on risks that are going to really cost you your butt and kind of cover your bases whenever you do, but we've just, been bold in our approach to some projects and make sure that we had all of our bases covered whenever taking care of them. And we've been able to put together a portfolio. And like just an example of that is with the geodesic domes. Like I didn't know how to roof a geodesic dome my first time around, but I had a good amount of roofing knowledge. So that's what I recommend to somebody else is make sure that you have somebody that really knows their stuff when it comes to roofing. And then it's just really just taking it on and taking your time to figure it out, and then putting together the portfolio is the most important thing. But marketing, the best way for that is going to be your online presence, and then also referrals, and just becoming pretty much the brand and the face and does those sorts of things, because we're starting to become that roofing company where people just say, "Oh, you know about homegrown? They're the ones that do all those cool roofs," you know?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fantastic. Amazing. Well, how do things look here over the next year or two? Are you guys still really in growth mode, or are you kind of leveled off with the team that you have right now? It's at a great spot where you're at.
You know, it's been some interesting market conditions with having a retail cash client. That's something that, you know, around this market you really got to pay attention to, is just the market conditions. So, you know, we're starting to grow again just by increasing our marketing efforts. But in Colorado, it's been some down years here lately. So we got our
Mhm.
lines in the water, and we're still looking to grow, but we're pretty happy with where we're at right now too. It feels sustainable, you know. But it's hard to know with the market conditions being where they are in Colorado right now.
Sure. Well, great story, Adrian. I'd love to hear what you guys are up to. Very cool that you guys are really right down the road from us here. I mean, in the mountains. But if folks are looking to work with a great roofing company, kind of in the Conifer, or kind of up in the mountains area here, I-70, what are a couple of best ways to get in touch with you guys?
You can go to our website and fill out a form on there. It'll send us a notification to reach out and give you a call, or you can give us a call at 303-997-3976. So either give us a call there or check us out at homegrownroof.com.
Fantastic. Great. So reach out to Adrian and his team at 303-997-3976 or homegrownroof.com. Adrian, thanks so much for being with us today and telling us the story of your company.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.